We've been waiting all week to hear from Joe Biden, and last night he accepted the Democratic nomination to be president in a race that he says is the battle for the soul of the nation. Take a look.
The current president has cloaked American darkness for much too long. Too much anger, too much fear, too much division. Here and now, I give you my word. If you entrust me with the presidency, I will draw on the best of us, not the worst. I'll be an ally of the light, not the darkness. It's time for us, for we the people, to come together.
I call it the Star Wars speech because it was light versus dark was the theme. The president responded to the speech, tweeting, "In 47 years, Joe did none of the things of which he now speaks. He will never change, just words." The vice president was on CBS this morning, and here's some of what he had to say about Biden's vision for America. Take a look.
I found not just those words by Joe Biden last night, but so many of the speeches at the Democratic National Convention were so negative. The first 3 years of this administration, where we rebuilt our military, we stood with our allies, stood up to our enemies. Honestly, other than the grim picture of America painted through most of the week at the Democratic National Convention, you didn't hear much detail.
That is what some people felt in terms of policy. Erica, do you have a quick reaction to the speech? And then I want to get into some major moments that people are talking about.
I loved the message of unity. I think we're all really, most of us are very sick of the divisiveness, the idea that we're all one team. A lot of this, the past few years have been very much penning teams against each other as if we're supposed to be divided. And this isn't a sports program. It's not a sports championship here. If we lose as a country, we all feel the effects of that. If we win as a country, we all feel the effects of that. And I think it's time that we really unify and come to a consensus of what the greater good is.
And I agree completely. One thing that really got me and a lot of other people, Brandon, was Braden Harrington. Braden Harrington is a boy that was at a rally or you know, a campaign stop with Joe Biden. Joe went up to him, realized he's a stutterer, and said, "We're in the same club." And Braden did a very brave thing by speaking at the DNC. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Braden Harrington, and I'm 13 years old. And without Joe Biden, I wouldn't be talking to you today. He told me that we were members of the same club. We stutter.
So if you didn't know, this is a picture I wanted. He took him backstage afterwards and say, "This is how I got over my stutter." He read Yeats to himself in the mirror over and over and over again with a flashlight. So he showed him the book and then taught him how to write a speech with pauses that help him do that. And he took all this time out to do that with him. Brandon, for me, what a brave boy. What a brave moment.
He's like an American hero right now to me, Tori, because growing up, my sister Kristen she grew up with a stutter. And socially, she was affected through that. So to see Joe Biden take this kid and to really take him under his wing and teach him, hey, how to get over that. And then you see him on a national stage like that, have the courage to step up and to speak and to read in front of all these people. And I know it was only virtual, but just all these Americans out there and not have the fear. Then that kid right there is a true American hero to me.
I agree, and it shows just great empathy. Now, we do have some comments from the other side, and again, here at DBL, we want to make sure we're getting everybody's point of view. So Ann Colville from Instagram says, he had 8 years, Joe Biden, to do that, and he failed miserably. It's all bull. Seventh Day said, you had over 40 years in government. What did you do? And Rujastru says, no thanks, I got Donald, but thanks for the offer. So a lot of people saying, look, he had time in government. What did he do? I could respond with violence against the Women's Act, the assault ban weapon bill, crossing over the aisles to be friends with Republicans, and decency and empathy. But that's coming from me. I want to hear more from you. Keep writing in.